I'm 35 years old, AI can already do my job. What should I do? I just entered the workplace and found that I had learned dragon slaying for decades and had not yet used the dragon to kill the dragon first. But in the past 2 years, I have updated daily records of what I see and think in the business world on Liu Rang Evolution Island, and I may be able to find some reference from this. I flipped through more than 700 pieces of daily lessons, trying to find some clues from those real business cases and fragments of thinking. But I didn't expect them to be real. AI is indeed menacing, but it is not aimed at specific people, but at the old way of working, so some of the underlying capabilities will also be unprecedented. I summarize it into 5 abilities: leverage, thinking, judgment, abstraction, restoration, purpose, and empathy. Don't think that this is the old norm in the era of AI. They will be more important. Let's talk about it one by one. A while ago, our company's HR had to give birth to a child, take maternity leave, and pay salaries, which was temporarily handed over to finance. As a result, the financial classmates almost collapsed. As soon as they took over, you think, calculate the performance, pass on the tax platform, deduct individual tax, fill out the forms with the issuing bank, and share the cost according to the department. It is definitely not comfortable for finance students to do these things in addition to their own work. But I didn't take the time to comfort him, and I didn't roll up my sleeves to help him fill out the form, but directly turned on the AI and told him that I needed a home directory to help me make a gadget for processing payroll, and I didn't write a single line of code in this subdirectory. From then on, every release day, the work that would have taken a whole day to complete now only takes a few minutes. After listening to this salary story, you may think that this is still the use of AI. No, the underlying logic behind this. In fact, it is called leveraged thinking, and people with leveraged thinking will stop and settle an account when encountering repetitive labor, which takes 1 day a month and 12 days a year. If I can find a fulcrum to compress time to a few minutes, then I can save more than 70 hours a year to do more valuable things, which is software. And in the past, you wanted to have this leverage, which was extremely expensive. If you find an outsourcing team to develop such a gadget, it may cost tens of thousands of dollars and wait for a month because the leverage is too expensive. You would rather use your body to fight to the death. But today, AI has infinitely lowered the cost of acquiring software leverage. As I just said, you don't need to learn programming. As long as you understand business logic and give instructions to AI in the vernacular, you can instantly have a super system that works for you 24 hours a day. Therefore, what is leverage thinking in the AI era? That is in the face of boring execution. Stop thinking about how to complete the task, but think about how to use AI to eliminate the task. In the AI era, repetitive labor is the greatest waste of personal value because everyone can use AI to obtain massive output. But which one to use for so much output requires judgment. 2. Judgment. A while ago, I went back to Microsoft to share, and I mentioned a point of view. What does it mean that more and more people who use their minds to do manual labor will be eliminated? Many people think they are mental workers, but they are doing things that carry information and do not need to be thought about. For example, copy the data from Excel into PPT and tell the customer the content of the product manual. This is essentially manual labor with the mind, and AI does it 10,000 times faster without making mistakes. So, who is safer? I think of an answer. Judgment workers used to have scarce knowledge, but now knowledge is flooded like water and electricity. The AI can give you 100 similar solutions in 1 second, but what you have to do is use your experience and taste to find out which one is him and dare to sign your name for this choice. This is called judgment. With judgment, you have the ability to choose the direction, but how to ensure that judgment keeps up with changes? This requires a third ability. 3. Abstraction and reduction. I knew an entrepreneur in Gezo on Evolution Island, and when the islander introduced his management experience, he put his own. Others followed suit. Everyone worked together and talked about how to develop the enterprise after it. He said, 3 years of survival, 8 years of improvement, 10 years of life. It explains the big issues of leadership and corporate strategy thoroughly. This is called abstract ability, which can see through the essence, but it is important to understand the truth and understand it enough. I often say that it is enough to give up half and create a lot of value, and take 5 points and give profits to partners to make business last for a long time. But when he returned to the company, he turned this into a specific procurement system, and the supplier's profit was below a certain value, and he would never look at the price again. This is called the ability to restore, and it only takes 3 minutes to understand phenomena in the our era. But this transformation ability, from abstraction to reduction, is the real ability. Subtitles show that many people feel that they work hard every day. In fact, they are only responsible for the task rather than the goal, which is too much of a difference. For example, if you ask sales to sign 10 new customers a month, the person responsible for the task makes 50 phone calls and sends 100 emails every day. At the end of the month, he will tell you that the boss has called a lot, but I only signed 3 orders and I can't help it. But the person responsible for the target called for a week and found that it didn't work, and he would stop and wonder if the words were wrong or if the customer was not looking for it. Then adjust the direction until the order is signed. Why is this ability used to life and death today? Because AI itself is the perfect task performer in the world.
You give him a task that he can complete 24 hours without sleeping, and it is cheaper and more stable.
If you only report like a machine every day, what I did today, then you will be replaced at any time. And even if the general direction is wrong, AI will only make you wrong faster. In the AI era, tasks can be handed over to machines, but they are responsible for the goals. It can only be your own last and lowest level of homogeneity 能力. You also cry. It is actually an extremely powerful ability to deduce logic. Let me give you the simplest example. Our official account article once put a picture of the main pen on his 27-inch computer, which can be seen very clearly. But when this picture was sent out and users looked at it with a 7-inch mobile phone screen on a crowded subway, it became a mess. When you only have the screen in front of you in your mind, your design is reasonable. Your design is only useful when you have the screen in the user's hand in your heart. This is empathy. But many people did not expect that. The most important battlefield for empathy today is actually facing AI. What to say to a machine is rational. You can try it. You will know the same is to write a business plan. People who are not rational will say to AI to help me write a business plan. Don't look at the absolute right nonsense given to you. But empathetic people will deduce that AI, although he has read all the books of humans, does not understand my company. So he will give this instruction and now help me write a business plan. Our goal is to raise 5 million yuan. What is the core advantage? Who is the target customer? Who is the requirement? Avoid the blackening of the industry, professional and rigorous. As a result, there is a world of difference. Empathy for people allows you to win trust, and empathy for AI and treats you as a collaboration object. Only by deducing its situation can we truly exert the extreme power of its nuclear bomb. Looking at history, whether it is steam engines, electricity, or the internet, every technological revolution has eliminated people who have never been eliminated, but people who refuse to evolve. The real crisis is not that AI is coming, but that the world has changed. You are still in the same place. What I just said is actually just the tip of the iceberg in the more than 700 daily lessons of Evolution Island in the past 2 years, and I will record my real thinking and actual combat in the business world on the island every day. The curtain has been opened. Don't be a spectator in the audience. Master your own leverage if you also want to upgrade your underlying operating system. Welcome to join the Evolution Island. Make a little progress every day. See you on the island. Pay attention to Liu Ran, lower the cognitive threshold of business.